Hello, welcome to Zentangle Explore. I am so excited to draw with you today. This is a class where we draw one Zentangle pattern really slowly. And all you will need is a pen and a few pieces of watercolor paper or any paper you can hold in the palm of your hand. So we're going to start with a brief meditation and then we will draw. So get nice and comfortable in your seats. You can close your eyes if you wish. I'm going to close mine. And just check in with your breath. Say, hello, breath. Welcome to the day, whatever part of the day that you are experiencing right now. And just notice parts of the breath. Gentle inhale, and a little rest. Releasing exhale, and a little rest. Just allow that breath to be whatever it is right now in this moment. No need to change it. Just notice. And perhaps begin to notice where you can feel your breath in your body. Perhaps there's a gentle rise of your shoulders as you inhale. Maybe you can feel your diaphragm lower on the inhale and rise on the exhale. It's possible you can feel your belly expand and contract. Maybe your ribs expanding outward, maybe touching your arms if they're resting at your side. Perhaps your chest rises and falls. Maybe you can feel your clothing touching your skin. Just allow any sensations that you're experiencing to just be there. Just notice them. As your breath continues in its circular motion of inhale, little stop. Exhale, little stop. And allow any thoughts about your breath or the sensations or life in general to just float away on the exhale. Just watch them fall away and disappear and dissolve. As you bring your attention back to your breath, A gentle cycle of inhale, little stop. Exhale, little stop. And on your own, perhaps take a larger inhale. And a nice big exhale. Let's repeat that 2 more times. A large inhale. And a nice long exhale. And one more time. Big inhale. And releasing on a big exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, knowing that whatever you create today will be perfect just as it is. Okay, let's draw. I'm going to change my camera. All right, I have a couple pieces, different sized watercolor sheets here, all small enough to hold in the palm of my hand. You can use whatever paper you have on hand. I have a 01 Micron. I have a number of pens here. I have a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. I have a Sharpie pen. These are all black pens, but you can use color. In fact, today's a really good pattern for using color. You wanted to have any color on hand. That'd be just perfect. All right. The name of today's pattern is Jetties. It's a Zentangle original pattern. We are going to begin with a circle or an orb. In this class, we draw lines really, really slowly. You're drawing your lines slowly, and you are doing it just right. So we're drawing a circle. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle. Mine is not a perfect circle. These are beautiful, fun, creative orbs, and they do not need to be perfect circles. Once we have our slow circle drawn, I'm going to draw a slightly curved line somewhere near the center. Then an aura line, which is a line that mimics the line that came before, to create a band across that circle. Just continuing to breathe. Now there are 2 slow little baby railroad track aura lines on either side of our band. And I'm going to turn my tile over to do the next one so I can see my spacing. And a second little line. Then this center part can be filled in with pattern or with color or with black. So I'm going to fill mine in with pattern to begin. And I'm just going to start with some spirals. Also, give an example. I'm going to fill in the spaces between the spirals with black. Now, this is Zentangle Explore. And it's all about exploring what it is that you want to draw, not necessarily what I'm drawing. And so you can choose to follow along with me, or you can draw whatever you would like to draw. There's several parts to this pattern. There's the circle, so the shape of the circle, which doesn't need to be a circle. It could be an oval, it could be a square, it could be a triangle. It has a band that goes through the center. It could be a wide band or a thin band. It could be a band made of curvy lines. It could be a squiggle band. And then that band has two little aura, railroad tracks or little liner bands on either side. Those little bands could be single lines or double or triple lines. They could be colored thick lines. They can be anything you want them to be. There are several ways to play with this pattern. We can just pile up the orbs and draw them all next to each other, behind each other. We can connect a string. And the string can come from the bottom here, or we can add a little dot. And the string can flow out from there. We can connect another orb. Really slowly. Find your pen speeding up. Just remind yourself, come back to your breath. This center band can move around your jetties. It doesn't need to be right in the center. And this one, I'm going to actually black in this band to show you what that looks like. I'm going to do so slowly. Coloring in is a really wonderful way to pay attention to how you're holding your pen. Whether you're holding it nice and lightly or whether you're gripping it. I'm going to leave a little highlight in the center here. Just leaving a little space, a little jagged space in the middle that I'm not going to fill in. And you can put that highlight wherever you like. Again, you can connect your little string or not. You don't need to have any strings connected. It can be straight strings. They can be layered up and down. You could add little beads to the center or decorate the string. So now that we've begun this pattern, it is yours to explore. You can change any one of these elements. You can change all of them. You can make them really small. You can make them so huge. You can make them go off the page. Whatever you're doing, do it super slowly. You can rotate your tile. When you rotate your tile, you'll tend to have put that center band in a different place. Whatever you want to do with these, it's totally up to you. There is no wrong way to explore. Exploring is an opportunity to investigate every new idea that pops into your head. Just because you can. You don't need anyone's permission to try something new. You have a pen. You have an idea of what you want to do with that pen. You can do it. Really slowly, with a gentle breath. This little pattern I'm adding to the center here is called Xander. These little belt bands that go across. The spiral that I started with is called Printemps. They're both Zentangle original tangles. You can find them in tanglepatterns.com. And now I've filled in my little railroad track there, so I'm recreating it. You do not need to draw this at all. Your exploration is completely yours. It really has nothing to do with what I'm doing on my page. I expect that our explorations at the end of class will look completely different. And just because you're exploring something doesn't mean that you will like what you create, but it isn't about the liking. It's about finding out what you like, learning what that is, and then taking that learning and applying it to the next thing you draw. So that whatever you draw becomes an opportunity to learn. An opportunity to learn, I think, is a gift. This is a wonderful pattern for adding creative black. Creative black just means black with darker lines wherever you want to add them. Orbs are just circles. Students often ask how you get better at drawing orbs. And the answer is draw orbs. You get better at drawing circles by drawing circles. And it's helpful to draw them really slowly because it allows your eye and your hand time to navigate the space between starting and ending. And one of the things I love about this class and this process is the ability to draw the tangle pattern over and over again. And with the gentle thought of exploring, not trying to produce anything in particular, but just exploring and discovering what each element can do. So when you're exploring, you can take one element and just change that element. Say the size or the shape or the width of the bands in the center, or even the bands on the edge. You could change that one element 10 times and then move on to another element. Change that 10 times just to see what might happen. I find that I need to draw the pattern over and over again before I get to a place of really changing it in a way that feels unique to me. Misha's joining us for class today. There's no color. It's also nice drawing like this is that nothing needs to make sense. There's no up, right side, left side, proper side, and Zentangle. I just realized I hadn't been turning my tile, which honestly is a very limiting way to draw. When you turn your tile, it opens you up to all kinds of new perspectives that you might not have rarely available if you not turn your tile. I always like doing this because it reminds me that when I look at my life and my decisions and my judgments of others from one perspective, that I'm often missing a whole load of information that could be gained from looking at things from a different angle, turning it upside down, trying on their shoes, so to speak. I find that that practice leads to a greater sense of compassion and an understanding that I really have no idea what somebody else is experiencing or why they do what they do. And honestly, it's none of my business. Helps me to take a step back, to release my judgment, and to perceive that person and their choices, regardless of whether or not I agree with them. A greater sense of love and understanding and compassion and gratitude. Gratitude that I'm able to make my decisions. helps me release judgment about my own decisions and perceived failures and mistakes. Understand that life is really just one big exploration, one huge opportunity to try on something new over and over and over and over and over again and learn from each new experience. And that if I perceive each experience as just an experience, I release myself from the suffering that comes from judging it as good or bad. It's really freeing to do so, I have found. find that when I allow myself to appreciate so-called mistakes, which are really just things I didn't intend to do on the page, I'm able to work with them and appreciate what's new and different and the opportunity each one brings. And I'm able to do that with so-called mistakes in my life. And so this practice becomes more than just drawing. It ends up becoming an opportunity to understand myself better, no matter what's happening in my life. And allowing mark on the page to just be a mark on the page, right? It's not wrong. It's just a mark on the page. And I allow it to be that and not bring any other meaning to it. Everything gets easier. And all the suffering that I may have caused myself from some other perspective just dissipates and goes away. And that is kind of magical. Really fast. All right, there's my tile. I'm looking at it from all different perspectives. I like it from this perspective best, actually, even though I really drew it mostly from the other side. It's fun too. Hey, thank you so much for drawing with me. You can draw with me some more on recorded videos on my YouTube channel. And if you would like to donate to this class, my PayPal is paypal.me/eternalpossibility. And I hope you all continue to play with this pattern for at least the next week and discover all kinds of new things that you didn't know that you could draw. All right, have a nice day. Bye.